Hello and welcome to Guns and Gear. I've been meaning to put up a video. I've got a few that I need to get up and I just haven't taken the time to get up there, but because of what happened in Canada today, I thought I'd turn my camera on and make a video. I've been planning to make a video about Ebola, and I thought I could maybe successfully combine the two conversations. Talk about Ebola first. What a horrific disease, and this outbreak is concerning to everyone, right? Here in the United States, it has dominated every form of media that we have. And there has been so much said by so many people that are claiming to be experts that can't seem to say the same thing twice. That it's hard to wade through all of what's being said and pick out the good information from it. You know, sometimes I think because we have so many forms of media that it can be its own worst enemy, because a lot of our media is based off of a political ideology. So we have some folks that are saying, oh man, no problem, this Ebola is nothing, you don't worry about it, you can't catch it, it's hard to catch. And they're kind of the head in the sand group. Then you have a group over here that's on the extreme other side that are running around pulling their hair out saying this is the next plague. The sky is falling, right? And neither one of those extremes are useful to the conversation today. Let me say that. So therefore, what are we left with? What should we do? You know, I don't know. See, we have so many folks that are in the healthcare professions that feel compelled to share what they know about an infectious disease or maybe even Ebola. But as they are sharing what they know and they begin to add their own opinion, they add to noise. And the noise is deafening. Now, I do not mean to insult doctors and nurses and paramedics and corpsmen and whatever the case may be, these other healthcare professionals. Not at all. I don't mean that at all. But who I really want to hear from, I don't know, maybe the folks that are working in these few facilities that we have in the United States that are actually set up to work with infectious diseases. I was very disappointed to learn how few beds that are actually available. Maybe from doctors and hospitals locally and around the country on what their new plan is to deal with an infectious disease like Ebola. And what steps are they taking to not only protect their healthcare workers, but the patients that could be going there. I want to hear from the researchers that are working on this strand of Ebola, and if it's different than the others, if it's mutating, is it showing any signs of changing? That's relevant to me. And of course, the actual doctors that are treating actual Ebola patients. Now, it's my understanding we only have a couple of actual diagnosed cases in the United States, but we look to Africa where they are dealing with them in very large numbers. Information from these individuals, their observations, very important to me. So I don't mean to insult, but what I am saying is we need to get these people that are dealing with the actual disease to the front of the line. They should be the individuals that we hear the most from. Not interview one of them for 2 minutes and then talk about what they said and add your own opinion in for the next 15 minutes. Because that is what I'm seeing so far. And that creates noise, and it's not helpful. I always think that you should err towards caution, but at the two extremes I really have no use for whatsoever. This is not a moment for hysteria. This is a moment for careful thought, careful planning, and caution. Now, let's talk about the shootings that's taken place in Canada, which almost immediately people started talking about terrorist attack. Anyway, to my knowledge at this point, it hasn't been established that it was a terrorist attack. We had no idea of that. But once again, we should always err towards caution and maybe look at it as a potential terrorist attack. We know that there's a lot of terrorist groups, and that group ISIS or ISIL or whatever we are calling them today, as I really don't care what they refer to themselves as. We've known for quite some time that any one of these groups would like to have some sort of an attack or some sort of an incident in the United States. Government officials has even said that as long as 6 weeks ago, maybe longer. So what does that mean to the individual, to the average person like myself? I'm not an infectious disease expert, nor am I a terrorist expert. Right? I'm an average citizen. Well, I think that we should err on the side of caution. We should be thinking, we should have already been thinking about these types of things. We live in that world today. It would be stupid not to at least think about the potential as we plan our daily lives, especially if that is going to involve being at some sort of a high population event or high population center, such as a mall, a church, you know, a sporting event of some type, a school event of some type. You know, I do make quite a few videos talking about self-defense, and a lot of that has to do with mindset, more so than the equipment that we choose to bring with us. And well, we should be ever vigilant, ever observant, excuse me, of what goes on around us and the potential of something happening. What do I do if? What do I do if? Do I think you need to run around pulling your hair, saying the sky is falling? No. Do I think that you need to break out your assault rifles? And I mean real assault rifles, selective fire rifles. Throw on your plate carrier with your rifle plates and your Kevlar helmet and all your other tactical goodies and move along in a patrol-like fashion to the 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee? No, of course not. But I am thankful that we have a Second Amendment here in the United States, and I'm thankful that most states allow its citizens to have some sort of firearm with them, because that firearm can offer options that cannot be replicated. Now, that does not mean that we're prepared for everything because we have a firearm, right? A firearm will not help us in a gas attack or some sort of an explosive device. But it can offer options that not having a firearm just cannot replicate. And I think that it's important to consider that in our daily lives. We need good information about disease. We need good information about terrorism, the potential of terrorism. It needs to be in our conversation in a prudent and intelligent manner. Political ideology will always be in these conversations, but they should be minimalized as much as possible for the greater good. With that, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for watching my videos. I certainly appreciate it. And remember to shoot straight on the range and in life. Thanks.